was like, I should tape this because I did a technique in here. And I said, let me show the technique while I'm actually crafting instead of doing it afterwards. So that's why I came on. So I am using this. This is the stamp and die kit that I bought from HSN from the craft day. And it's a Chloe set. So now Crafter's Companion is now Chloe is now a part of their crafty community, and I purchased this stamp set from the Chloe collection, and I wanted to show you the card that I was making so that and to show this technique. I'm looking for something specific. There it is. I found what I was looking for. I have a class tomorrow for my All About the Paper craft classes that I do every Sunday. And so I have all my kits in front of me, but I need to hijack a piece from there. So this is the kit, and it's really a really pretty stamp set. It's high heel shoes, makeup, and purses, right, like that. And then all the stamps coordinate with the dies, or the dies coordinate with the stamps, even down to the little bitty flowers. These flowers here, these are the dies for it. This is the little dangly piece, this dangly piece that hangs off your purse. Tassel, that's what it is. And this is the tassel piece and the butterflies and such. And so this whole set has stamps, which I love. I hate even when down to the smallest little piece, they don't put a die to it. And knowing that I could put that flower somewhere and make a and it matches. And so I'm glad that she did include this in uh her kit of stamps, made all stamps and dies. And so the card that I was making, or was in the process of making before I decided to tape it, is this card here. So these are the pieces and parts to this card. So I already, as usual, you always know if you're watching my videos that I always kind of pre-do everything before I get on camera, because I'm sure that y'all have other things to do than watch me send the stuff through the my cutting machine, unless the intention is to show you that process. So what I was doing was making a I appreciate you card for a friend of mine. I took the I appreciate you from the Rustic Retreat stamp set. This is the new set from Stampin' Up that I just purchased, and this is one of the ones that go inside the snow globe. So I'll actually be doing some videos on the snow globe and these designs and coloring them in. But I use this sentiment from there to let you know it doesn't matter where you get your sentiment from. You can get your sentiment from any set that you have. So look around some of your stamp sets and pull out those sentiments, because a lot of gorgeous stamps or not so gorgeous stamps has great sentiments, and they are small enough and or big enough to go where they need to go. So I did that. So the first thing I did was pick the color. I said I wanted to use some yellow. I don't know why I wanted to use yellow. I just chose yellow. It wasn't a thing. Then I realized, I told you, I don't buy paper because I have so much of it that I don't want to buy paper. But for this set, I didn't want, because it's not that I don't have it, I didn't want to look for any paper. So I made my own paper. All I did was use these little blender brushes. Everybody, you know about these new blender brushes. They're really really soft. Dipped in some Stampin' Up yellow and went right over the card stock like this. Then I took the individual stamps from the Chloe set and I stamped them all over to make my own paper. That's another thing. Don't get caught up on the paper itself. You love the stamps, you love what you're doing. Take a 12 by 12 sheet and stamp all over it with different colors. If you don't want it to just be plain one color, cut it up and now you have your own paper. And once you do that, if you want more of it, make a copy of that sheet on your 12 by 12 printer. I have a 12 by 12 printer and it is Canon TS9520 and it prints a true 12 by 12 sheet, not just 12 by 12 with the little, cut off. This printer is a true craft printer. I got it off HSN, but I'm sure if you go to Canon, probably Amazon or something like that, you can find this printer. And it is a true 12 by 12 printer. Okay. So, and make your own paper. Look at some of the pretty papers that's out there and duplicate them. I could have just done this all yellow and then stamped each one of these a red, a yellow, a purple, blue, or green, and it would have been a colorful sheet. I just wanted some kind of background sheet for this. Then I took these dies and I cut them out. I want to say this is Lawn Fawn's Inside Out, but I don't really know. I usually put the name on them, but I just don't remember. This could be a Stampin' Up, an old set. I just don't know. I keep it with the Lawn Fawn stuff now because I don't know which one it is. So what I did was I took the largest die. After I did the same thing I did for this sheet. I did it for this sheet. I cut this largest die out with it right there. So that is my card layer. So I did the same thing with my yellow. I cut the next one out and cut out this one. And it has the little stitching. So then I didn't have to put the stitching myself. So that's a kind of a way that you can get your card base, get a little decorative border around your card. Then I realized I wanted to put a sentiment on it after I cut out my shoe. And I took this piece here, came from right there. That piece is die cut. Not that one. This one is this die from this same set. This is a Sizzix die. This is not Lawn Fawn. Unless it's, I don't know. It says Sizzix on the back. I don't know who this is from. But there's so many die sets you can get. Just look for this is called Sizzix. Looks for Sizzix stitch die, double stitch die, and that's what you can find. So we often have to find a scrap piece of paper here, a scrap piece of paper there. Well, I had already brushed on the new in color on here. I knew I needed to mat my sentiment, so I just cut it right in the middle of this page, which is one of the tips I was going to tell you about. Is when you need a piece of paper or you need something and you don't want to break into that neck size cardstock, or you cut out your card base and it's 8.5 by 11 cut in half. You made your card base and then you cut out your all of your matte layer pieces and you realize you need something to go with your sentiment. Go right in the middle of your card and cut this out. This is your card layer. Nobody is going to see that. Not unless you be like, hey, I cut the middle of my card layer out. Nobody is going to see it. And so I took that next layer down die. I put dimensionals on it just like that. Let me untake these off. I think only one is still on. Yep, and put a little glue like I normally do on them. And then this is the matte layer for this. If you see this right here, I was testing out colors to color my shoe in and I decided against it. So all that kind of stuff, you can do all of that, without anybody even knowing or caring, because they want to see the finished card. They appreciate you giving them a card. They're not looking and trying to be Inspector Gadget. Okay, so I got that in there. And so now I have a nice matte layer. And it says, I so appreciate you. Then I have this piece that I made into a card base. I made this decorative paper. And this is going to go right on here. Just like that. So guess what? Now you don't even see that. You don't even notice a hole there. Before I put it on there, though, I want to pop it up. So what I did was, what I was saying I was taking from my kit, I took that little piece of foam, because I'm going to pop this foam up onto my piece to give it some lift. I want to give this a little lift off the card base to give it a little bit of something, a little bit of height in there. So that's why I did that. And so then now all I have to do is glue around, because you don't want to glue directly in the middle because there's a hole there. Okay, so I'm just going to take this little piece of paper, a layer, and put it directly in the middle of my card base, just like that. So now I got a little lift to my card. And instead of, I was going to lift up my little lady's shoe, I changed my mind and said, no, don't lift the shoe, lift the paper. So now I'll take my glue and I'm going to put her down. And don't forget, don't use a lot of glue, because when you're using paper, even if it's decorative designer, whatever it is, a lot of times you'll end up with wrinkles or buckles or whatever. So now, and if you don't want to mess this up, take your whole design and rub it like this. So now you're pressing it, but you're pressing it from the back, and so you're not going to get any problems with pushing up or pulling down or whatever. So then I took this piece here and I'm going to put a little glue on here. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I'm going to take a little piece on here and I put this down. And this is supposed to slide in there first. Make sure it's not crooked. That's supposed to slide in there first. That's another reason why I use glue, so I can be able to move stuff if I need to. Don't be afraid to take some stuff loose. And if you do find yourself using tape and you can't get it up, use that glue all remover. Use the glue remover. I have some somewhere around here, and it works perfectly to lift up your glue. Okay, so now that's how my card is looking. And oh my goodness, I want to put this on a card base. It has wet glue on here, so it's malleable. When that wet glue dries, it's going to be nice and stiff in a hard card. So then I have my card base, and I'm going to put this right on this card base, just like that. I also inked up some of that yellow in there, and now it's totally inked up, or a completed card. And all you have to do now is get your little glue, put it on here, and put it on your card base. And there you go. Try not to do too much with it, but there you go. You have a nice card. And then if you want to, you look at it and say, it's a little plain. I don't know what to do with this. So what I did was I added a little sparkle to my bow. Add a little sparkle to my bow. I colored these in black, and then I'm just going to add a little sparkle, just a little bit of sparkle to my heel. And I'm going to go right in the center and add a little sparkle in here. Just like that. And then, of course, you always want a little blingage if you can. I got these little trays from recollection trays from Michaels. And so all I'm going to do is put a little glue so in a couple of spots so then I can bring a little bling to our design. And that just gives a little bit of something extra to your card. And the person who receives it will appreciate you and the little extras that you do for them. Okay, let me see. Here we go. And so I'm just going to take this and put a little one right there. Right there. And one more. Put that one right there. And I'm going to, you usually do odd numbers, and so I'm going to do an odd number right quick because as I looked at this, I decided that I want to add an extra one somewhere else, and that is right there. And so that's why I added that fourth one over there in order so that I can add my fifth one right there. So I took a plain card that was going to look plain in the beginning, and I bumped it up to make it look a little bit more spruced. And I love this little thing right here, this crystal katana picker upper. I love this little thing, and I never hardly use it. I got it from the Stampin' show last year, and I finally pulled it out of my stash to use, and it's perfect to pick up these little crystal thing, what is these things called? Rhinestone, half stones, whatever these are. I got this big case from Recollections, and I thought I was doing something until one day I went in that store and they had these big cases. This kind, and this kind. You see that? You see how we think we're getting something until we see a better decision? They were all the same price too. This is, I want to say this was $20 or something with the coupon, and I bought it on sale and used my VA discount and got these for little or nothing. And I love these little things just to add a little bit of something to your card. So that's my quick little, 20-minute put together a card for you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate you. If you like to see these videos, please make sure you like and share and subscribe. Go on over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As soon as I get to 100 subscribers, I will be giving away a color pack, including fine liners, the case to go with them, and probably some stamps, because I have so many to give. I would love to give them to someone who will appreciate them. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.